Hey, it is October and we are bursting with yarn and I got a new sweater to show you. But first, our brand new stitch stoppers, two-sided. Oh my gosh. I'm Cadence Kidwell and I'm very excited about just all sorts of things. I'm the proprietress here at Fuzzy Goat in downtown Thomasville, Georgia. And you may be watching from all over, and we ship all over the place as well. So if you love what you see, let us know. We can help you with questions too. You can text us at 229-236-GOAT, and you can see all that I'm talking about at fuzzygoatyarns.com. Kelly worked with us. Well, first, Lizzie and Carson are our master branding, just our secret weapon in our pockets, and helped us update our logo, with just some small changes. We're calling her Macaroni because her eyes look like macaroni. And Kelly helped us update that onto these fabulous stitch stoppers. So we have our custom stitch stoppers. We're very excited about these. I hope Liz and Mary Lou, who are watching, can see how much fun they are. And so I had to show you those first, and I'll show you in action when we get to my project. I am wearing, and I finished I'm going to move that because there's more fun stuff on the bottom. Here Comes the Sun, and I did it in Queen City Yarns Latta Classic, which we have just restocked just in time. Those two things coincided perfectly. And then I do have a couple colors of stash yarn in here as well. So I highly recommend this pattern. It is super fun, very addicting because there is a lot of color work. So it keeps you motivating. I mean, as you can see, this was the only part here. Well, even here you're doing decreases, but this part right here is the only part you're doing where you're not doing a whole lot. So what I like to say all the time, Melissa and I are often saying, oh, thank you, Mary Lou, for the compliment. Make the sweater pattern your own. Make it your own. I loved this design. There were a few things that were not quite me. One was the sleeves were much more voluminous, super cute. My age, it just felt a little bit too cute. So I tapered my sleeves instead, and I did a little bit less color work than original. I did the top half. And then I loved this one little pattern here. So I borrowed that pattern and put it over here on this side. So that's one change I made. Another one is I finished it. I put it on. I'm going to scooch up closer to the camera. And the neck was a little wider than I wanted it to be. It went to there. You could see that. It would have been okay, but it just felt the back of my neck felt too exposed. I was going to be fussing with it. So that night I went back in and I picked up stitches and I did the same amount of ribbing. Now I could have ripped it back to there, but I have so many other things I want to knit that I didn't take the time to do that. I just cast on and went that way. I've always got that option if I want to do it again. But I just like to let you know, if your sweaters aren't quite the way you want them or the pattern isn't, make it your own. So I filled the neck in. I did debate whether I wanted to use yet another, like, did I want to use the pink up there? Did I want to use my lime green up there? But ultimately, I went with the olive, and I'm glad I did because it really lets this part shine. So super excited. It's a sport weight sweater. So let's talk about this yarn. This is from our friends Janice, Queen City, another Southern yarn. She is in Charlotte, North Carolina. Look at all these colors. Just look, Madeline is knitting with a yellow that I think we have to get restocked in. Might be this color though, not positive right now. So she is doing Andrea Mowry's Come Back Again, all one word. But this is a fabulous yarn. It is very bouncy. It's a sport weight. It is non-superwash. And as we've been mentioning, until this market trip that we took this spring, we really hadn't seen this kind of color in non-superwash. So we're very excited to be carrying Janice's yarn, and this is our restock here. So lots of fabulous colors. This one here is really fun and fun names. This one is Rusty Pickup Truck. My green is Fort. I used Fort, and Paloma is my pink, and Magnolia is my white. So you can see all those in there. It would, if you don't have any, why would you not have any chartreuse yarn in your stash? But in case you don't, you wanted to recreate the same thing, you could use Sundrop, and it would be really pretty. Look at those. You could make one just like mine. We could be twinsies. So it is fabulous yarn. Really very happy with it. This color range is really great. What's special about non-superwash yarn is it's more environmentally friendly, and it also allows the natural fibers to breathe even better. So yes, it's October. It will still be in the 80s today. Not, maybe even high 80s. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to be comfortable in this sport weight. Is it merino? It is merino and Rambouillet. So yarn, because it has not been treated with the superwash, so it's going to breathe a little bit better. I'm going to be totally comfortable. So we just wanted you to know about that. So also, it's just got great stitch definition, and no, it is not itchy. And I break out in hives if I look at something wrong. So I'm totally comfortable. It feels great. Look at all these colors. So not only could you make this, Here Comes the Sun, but it would also be great in Joni, which is another sport weight yarn. And we will also link up the pattern that Madeline is making, which is Andrea Mowry's Come Back Again. Come Back. We'll put the link up. It's super cute. She starts with the sleeve, and the sleeve is very textured. So right now it looks like Madeline's knitting like leg warmers or something like that. So we're really intrigued by the construction as well. So this is just beautiful yarn. We are really glad that we got the restock just in time for me to debut my sweater. Along with another restock and also non-superwash, we got Fiber Mill. We were so excited. We ordered this a little bit ago, but they were doing some mill repairs, so that was going to take a little bit of time. We just love this, and we're going to have we have a sample lined up for Elaine to knit so that we can show you how the color changes. So this is a color gradient yarn. Each skein is unique. It is a blend of merino, targhee, and Cordale. Also non-superwashed. It's in the heart of the White River Junction, Vermont. And so it's just a really great community that Amanda and Peggy, another woman-owned business, celebrating local sheep farmers and color. We just love it. Things you can do with it. Let's see. The Crescent City is a one skein, and I think I put that, I'll have to put the link up because I pulled that aside so Elaine could use that for our one skein sample. But the colors change, so it would be great in color work. Maybe not one with as many different colors as this one, but like these here, these Harvest Mittens would be really cute with that, and I'll show you some solids that you could put with it. Crescent City, which I'll link to, is a pattern that I wrote when you see this one skein of DK yarn and you just have to use it and you don't know what, you can make one beautiful scarf with it. Okay, I'm going to show you my Nordic Bloom in just a minute, but there's some beautiful examples of yarn like this used as the color work in that and have it change as it goes, which is just stunning. It is a DK, but it's a thick DK. You could substitute it for worsted really easily. In fact, the yarns we paired it with here to show you colors are in that category. And then this one is the tessellated vest. Speaking of Andrea Mowry, would also be super cute. So let's look at some color combos that Melissa put together for us in here. Okay, here's a classic one. She has Monos Ideal, non-superwash yarn, and we could put it with this new color. Look at this one, Vermont Vice. Look at those two together. That would be really cute in this tessellated vest. Who's going to take us up on that? Okay, so maybe that's too neon for you. You could still use, this color is called Fjord. You could still use Fjord with Lookout Ledge. Very nice. In fact, would look a lot like the sample in the picture. Okay, maybe you're thinking fall leaves. You could use Day's End with zinnia. That would be really pretty. Or pair it with our alpaca wool. And you could use, what's this color here? This is called coffee, of course. And speaking of coffee, look out for something really soon that will evoke the phrase coffee, coffee, coffee. So if you know what I'm talking about, you may know what we're coming up with. This is, which color is this? This is dark olive. Okay, so speaking of dark olive, and here is my Nordic Bloom vest, newly steeked. I steeked this at our retreat last weekend. I'm so glad to be talking to you all now and just chatting about our yarns, because we haven't had a moment, because last week we had our retreat. So it is now cut open. I cut open because we talked about all kinds of things with sweaters. They asked me if I was nervous cutting it. I need to weave that in. I was not nervous cutting it because I knew whatever mistake I made, there's a way to fix it. I was more nervous that if I made a mistake, I would dissuade them in ever wanting to do it. But it's a lot of fun. A vest is great. You can do this. It has sleeves. You can also do it with sleeves. But using one of these skeins of the junction fiber mill and having the color change slowly as you go through there, that would be really pretty. And Amy, I think that bright set with this Vermont Vice, I think it's just got Amy Bailey's name all over it. So yes, this is a great pattern, really fun, and you can steek it, or you could decide not to. You could just put the buttons on it and never even cut it open. Let's see what else we can do. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Angelise, for the blessing. This one here is Winterberry, and Winterberry would look really great with oxblood. Monos, we're talking about our Monos Ideal and Winterberry. And Mary Lou, that is our goal, is to make everything really cute, because we often say here, if it doesn't make us happy, like, why are we doing this? Nobody makes you knit. Hopefully. Let's talk if they do. This one here is Midnight Plum and would go great with Futura Dusk in Ideal. So any of those sweaters that have beautiful color work across the top would be so fun in one of these, because the color would just change. In fact, well, I'll post a picture of the ball that we just wound up for Elaine. Okay, and then we have this one here, which is Zinnia. This one, last time we got this color went all at once, like half an hour after we talked about it. But you could put Zinnia with lilac. Zinnia would also be really great on its own. And then this is the one that we are going to have Elaine knit up, Aurora Borealis. This one is one I really love because it goes so great with a citron. This one's called Citric. Woohoo! But you could also put it with this. So our junction fiber mill, so much fun, so many fun patterns, just nice squishy fall yarn. Don't be afraid of it not being non-superwash. It blooms beautifully. It feels great next to the skin. And honestly and truly, I would be having hives if it didn't. And I'd be straight up with you. Now, speaking of our retreat, we had 29 Bridges send us, at least 6 different bases. And so we let our retreatants, they celebrated that. They got to choose what they wanted. We talked sweaters all day for days with them on those yarns. And now we have the opportunity to share with you the pop-up from that. So let's see, where am I going to start? I'm going to start with the yak. Where's my yak? Yak. Okay, so she has 2 bases. Our friend Mary, 29 Bridges. We also definitely love to support Mary. Mary is by trade a medical librarian and did work for the Library of Congress and has since experienced government cuts. So we love to really support her in any way, but it's very easy because we love these amazing yarns. So this is Yak. It starts with a creamy base. So let me show you, creamy gray base. This is the same colorway. This is on the linen base. This is coral reef. And this is on the Aria Surrey. So much deeper when you put it on a different fiber. Isn't that interesting? The addition of yak does increase the warmness and the softness, and it's also very breathable. But it's not just yak. It's yak, merino, silk, and alpaca. So this is fuzzy yarn like you've never seen. Beautiful on its own. Deanna is knitting up a ranunculus. Not in this yarn because we just got it, but it would be beautiful in this. But she's knitting up a ranunculus in 29 Bridges other Surrey alpaca, and on its own it's just beautiful. Just fills in, it's just lovely. So this would be great. So you have 435 yards, which is a lot for a furry yarn. This color is Coral Reef, and this one here is Sea Glass, one of my favorites of Mary's. This one here is Take a Hike, kind of an olive green, a little more brown than olive. And this one is Little Miss Sunshine, which is also really interesting how it shows you how the gray takes it differently. I don't think I have Little Miss Sunshine over here, and it's regular bright yellow. And then aubergine. And what else can you do with it? Oh, well, here we go. Melissa got me set up. You could do a ranunculus in that. And because of the way it's knit on a big needle, you would likely just need one. I'm sorry, two. You probably need two. If you're tiny, you could actually probably do it in one. We have a four-legged friend out front there. Okay, so that is with the yak. And then let me find the other one. I have so much around me here. I tried to have it just organized, but I got a little out of sync here. Let's see. That's the DK. This is the, okay, wait, nope, that's not the one. There's another one. I know Melissa had me all set up, and then when I came to sit down, I got it all cattywampus. I did those down there. Did that one. This one. Okay, so this one here, switching gears, we have another one that's also a DK version of the yak, but not fuzzy like that. And so you would love that as well, and we'll be sharing that. This one is Bloom. So she also has some non-superwash. What's great about Bloom is it's actually all U.S. breeds and breed specific. And so she can trace these sheeps to their herds. This is Columbia, Targhee, and Rambouillet. 240 yards, all U.S. sourced and spun, non-superwash. This particular color I'm showing you is Steel. Just beautiful fall colors. This one is Folio. Look how bouncy that is. Look at that great stitch definition. This one is Low Light and Bourbon. Just a great fall color. Oh, that is so pretty. And Timber. So all of these can be used in any DK pattern. And along with those options for DK, we also have our other non-superwash, not breed specific, but GOTS certified. We have these. You could make a Riptide slip over with these yarns, but I think this squishy Soaring-Gemfrey, how do you say that? Soaring-Gemfrey Torkel? I do love the pattern. Would be fabulous in any of these, whether you're doing it in a solid like the Bourbon or this one here, which is Verdigris, one of my favorites. But maybe you'd like one a little bit lighter weight. You could do no dice, and I would do no dice with verdigris, and you could do build those bridges and do a 2-color shawl like that. You could also put Hot Date with Cali. Ooh, that would be pretty. Or if the hot pink is not yours, you could do Cali with Bourbon. That's probably a drink. Okay, so those DK, and then we've got even more DK. We love DK around here because it's not as heavy as worsted, but it doesn't take as long as fingering. And so here we also have DK that Mary sent us that is MCN, which is merino, cashmere, and nylon. Just a really luxurious blend here. And so I am loving these colors. Again, we've got the verdigris in that. This one here is Snow Day. Just a really lovely pale blue. And you could do this in the Beach Day shawl. Really lovely texture in there. This is the time of year when it starts getting cool, and I just love the idea of kind of a bandana shawl. So I think I've gotten to the end of the DK, but not the end of the yarn that I want to show you. Oh, nope. I've uncovered the Yak DK. I just had to move some more baskets. Okay. This is the Yak DK, Pont, P-O-N-T-E DK. It has silk, yak, and merino in it. So this one here has the alpaca, and that's what makes it fuzzy, and it's like a skinny lace. This is DK, and so this is just lovely. This was super popular at the retreat. This colorway Prue. This is Damascena, Scotch Moss. So another example of how Scotch Moss completely changes colors depending on the base. I've used Scotch Moss as my white stripe in lattice or braid, and it is a white, but see the base here with the yak is a creamy gray. Really lovely. Would look very nice next to this Little Miss Sunshine. Again, in usual merino bases, this is bright yellow. Lovely, lovely. This would feel great against your neck. And you would need 2 skeins for the Cityscape cowl, but you could get away with 1 in the, which one is this one? Celebrate the Skein, yes. And Crescent City is the pattern that I have for 1 skein DK, is very flexible, and you could use, you use a size 11 needle, you could even use a 13 and really make this 1 skein go super far. Okay, so I got to the bottom of the DKs. She also sent us some linen single. Melissa is going to do this pattern, the Ela, but she's going to do it in another yarn we just got, which I'll show you soon. But this Ela, look at how pretty that color work, or that lace weight is around the neck. Look at all these colors. Ooh. Okay, this I'm loving. I'm going to show you what I'm working on. Melissa was wearing a sweater in Prue just the other day that she finished. It's got these little white flecks in it. Kind of makes it feel like tweed, or look like tweed, but it's not. It is linen and superwash merino. Loving this orange. I have not gone to look at it myself, but I understand that Taylor Swift's album cover is green and orange. She was totally inspired by what colors I wear, I am sure. I'll have to go look. Okay, so let me show you what I'm working on. I'll show you my pattern, and I don't have much to show you in terms of my work, but I'm working on this pattern here. So I'm not going to know how to pronounce it. The Solulu in linen wool single. And it is in this book that we carry that has these lovely patterns in it. And okay, what I'm going to show you now, you're going to say, you showed me more than that before. So I am loving working with the linen singles. I was well into my color work, probably halfway through my color work. And as much as I was rationalizing that it was showing up, it really wasn't showing up. I had the wrong color in the wrong hand to get the right color dominance. You'd think I would know that by now, but I really haven't sorted it out. But I'm getting better at it. So I just ripped the whole thing out, just took it out and wound it up. And so now I'm just back into my ribbing. So nothing near as exciting, but as good things always happen that way. What Mary sent us in the linen was so I was using Coral Reef in Go To Sock. in mine. I don't mind mixing fibers, not at all. This one is a little bit thinner. The go-to sock is a little bit thinner than the linen single, which did make my color work disappear a little bit more in addition to holding it in the wrong hand. But she has coral reef in the linen that came in the pop-up. So I have to say, I selfishly scored myself one of those so that I'm going to use that in my color work. Because yes, Melissa and I often feel a little embarrassed that we want to make it just like the picture, but sometimes we do just want to make it just like the picture. I mean, mine's not that rusty orange. It's a corally, but still, it's going to be just like that. So I'm very excited to be making new progress, though the ribbing is super boring. But what makes it less boring is I've got it in my new Fuzzy Goat O-Snap bag with a strap. We had these custom made with the straps and my cute little new stitch stoppers on there. So I haven't measured it yet, but there's 3 inches of ribbing. So we'll get into the color work shortly. But look at these amazing colors. So great sweater, great shawls. A Sophie scarf would be beautiful in these. And then we also have some go-to sock. Mary really just stocked us up on some great things. This one here, you can use one skein for Hohi's Storm Shawl. And also you could put 2 colors together. We highlighted this one as a designer of color during local yarn shop day, the Filoli shawl there, and you can use 2 colors. So let's see which 2 colors you could do for that. This is Dream and Bourbon. Oh, and she's got a new color in here too. Let me see if I can find it. This one here, I got to find something to make with this. Old Guitarist. I love the name. And then, which would also be beautiful with Bourbon. If you needed a 3rd color, say for a fade or the Tamdo shawl that we showed recently on Facebook, Cider would be really pretty. Those 3 together would be beautiful in a sweater or a shawl. And if you wanted something a little more pinky, then those are more blue and brownish. You could go with Coral Reef and Front Row. And what's this one? Color Run. You could do those 3 that way. Or you could be really crazy and use And Just Like That, Color Run and Coral Reef. Or you could do And Just Like That and Coral Reef. But maybe you want to go the blue direction. We have this beautiful blue here. BOC or Bach. I have to ask Mary what that stands for. Bach Bach I would put with And Just Like That, because I see a little bit of it in there. But you can also do Old Guitarist or Sentimental. And this one is super fun. This one here, this Bocce, because it goes from these whites all the way to the dark in there. Okay, that is our 29 bridges. Just motherload of fun. Then also this week, Uncommon Threads came. So Uncommon Threads comes from our friend C. Her name is CE. Hey, Nancy and Janet and Nina. And Uncommon Threads. So it comes from the UK. So yes, there are extra fees associated with these yarns. She has yarns that we have not seen anywhere else. We love them. Melissa and I wear our samples in these yarns all the time. So we have just gone right ahead and ordered them regardless of the worldwide situation of more fees on these. And we'll see how that goes, if we can do it again or not. But look at this. Just look at these colors. You should see our cabinet over there. It's just stunning. Just all of this. So what I'm showing you right now is Posh. This is Posh fingering. I used it in my Virginia top right here, which is really, it's a vest. I don't know why it's not called Virginia vest, but Hohi wrote this pattern and I love it. And I made it in Posh, and it's just a really great piece. I'm really eyeing this hickory I've got about 4 other green sweaters over there in my basket. So I'm not sure. I'm sorry, it's not hickory, it's botany. This is botany. Botany. Melissa's really got her eye on embers. This one here is sorbet. And we just have, of the Posh, we just have 5 skeins each. Let me tell you why this is so special. It's blue-faced Leicester with silk and cashmere. So instead of the nylon like the MCN, this one has silk in it. So it is just got this amazing glow. All of these, look at, most of them are more solid, but then occasionally we have one like this one is Bloom. And this one is Spumani. That's like a dessert, right? Like an Italian dessert. And this one here is Flores, a little bit subtler. Hey, Melissa. I told Melissa, I said, we have so much to cover that by the time you come in, I'm still going to be talking over here. Look at this one here that's orchid. Woo! Just lovely, lovely. So, yes, this is the pattern that Melissa's planning to do. And if you want to do just one skein, my soul searching pattern would be great. Arena would also be lovely. This pattern was written for just when you find one skein that you just have to have. Maybe I just have to have this brassica. Right. Would go really good with this. I'm going to throw that over there. Boop. And now we have 4 skeins of that. Okay, so we've got the Uncommon Threads Posh. Then we have the Cocoon. Again, nothing like it. Cocoon is my blueberry vodka lemonade. I love wearing this. It looks like it might be hot, but it is not at all because these things weigh nothing. It is 70% silk and 30% extra fine merino. So it weighs nothing. It is lovely to wear. I can wear that all year round. I know some of you are getting ready to hunker down and you're like, why are you talking about linen and silk? But for us, it matters all the time. Melissa has knit the Even Dune cardigan in Posh. I'm sorry, Cocoon. This is Cocoon. Or this pattern here, the Fig cardigan. I've been eyeing that and waiting for our Cocoon to come in. Just look at all these colors. You can tell who picked them out, can't you? Because over here, okay, let's see. Let's divide the basket. Over here, we have Melissa's colors. And then over here, we have the colors I would typically pick out. So I'm sure there are other colors. C has an amazing spectrum. She has other colors in her spectrum that we did not pop on because we tend to, as much as we try to think, well, like, we put these in here. We wouldn't normally do that. We do try to accommodate others. I can see by looking at this basket, we might have to do a better job of that because there might be other colors that you like. I think we actually do have a lovely charcoal over there in the cabinet that didn't make its way into the basket. Okay, you guys have settled in with me and let me talk and ramble on about a lot of colors. Hi, Arva. We love the colors too. We have to say our cabinets look super fun, super full. We really are at our peak. We have one more box of yarn that we're expecting this fall, but we are at our peak inventory right now for the season, for knitting for fall, for knitting for gifts. We've got lots of simple kit patterns and more elaborate ones, all kinds of things to just keep you super happy. And I'm really happy with how my Here Comes the Sun turned out in my Queen City yarn. So thank you so much for watching, and let me just talk about all these colors and our sweaters and all of that. And we look forward to talking to you again soon and serving you in the meantime. Thank you.